It's early morning on this Hertfordshire farm and the day is already in full swing. It's a scene that's being repeated on farms across the country, but here, things are done very differently.
I'm at the new Gokul farm, the only dairy farm in the UK producing milk according to an ancient Indian practice called Ahimsa, and it's operated by ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or as we know it, the Hare Krishna movement.
The cows here are treated as sacred animals and are all milked by hand as the farmer creates a spiritually calming environment. As well as the farm, there is a manor house and a temple on the site. Vishaka Dasi is the temple president.
Why are cows so important to the faith?
That's a wonderful question. What we understand is just as when we're young, we get nutrition from our mother's milk. And when we're weaned from our mother's milk, we can take cow's milk. So for that reason, the cow is like the mother. So we honor her, we respect her, we protect her, because she's like the mother.
Devotees of the Hare Krishna movement have been living on this site for almost 50 years, and that's entirely down to the generosity of a former Beatle and follower of the faith.
It goes back to 1973. George Harrison of the Beatles, he was very interested in spirituality, and when he met our founder, Srila Prabhupada, he was so overwhelmed with his potency, his spiritual potency, that he decided to donate this 17-acre property along with the Mach Tudor mansion. He got it specifically for the Hare Krishna movement.
It was the vision of the Hare Krishna founder to create sustainable farms centered around the care and protection of these animals. And the new Gokul farm was expanded 11 years ago. Volunteer farmer Sanjay is one of those tending to the 64-strong herd.
Tell me a little bit about the average day here for you.
We wake up early in the morning and we say our prayers to God and we thank Him for everything that He's given us. And then our day starts by herding the cows in, set them up for morning milking, and then we start pairing up our oxen so they can head out to do either some farm work, some field work.
Have you had any experience with farming before?
Before this, I actually had no background in farming, but I had a real keen interest in biology and ecology. And I was reading again and again the problems with commercial farming and intensive farming. So when I came across the Hare Krishna philosophy and I saw how lovingly they were treating their cows and the science behind it all, I was naturally attracted to it.
What does Ahimsa actually mean?
Ahimsa is a Sanskrit word which means non-violence. Non-violence in our approach with people, non-violent thoughts and actions, non-violence in our relationships with each other and with Mother Earth.
While other farms are full of machinery, here it's the oxen that work the land.
Get up, get up. Everything that we do here is simple, old school agricultural techniques, and most importantly, it's sustainable. It reminds us actually, life doesn't need to be so complicated, and the old school agricultural methods were brilliant. They employed oxen. The oxen had a purpose, whereas now they're seen as a byproduct of the dairy industry.
Once cows are beyond their milking years, they live out the rest of their lives on the farm. The Hare Krishnas believe that as animal welfare and sustainability becomes increasingly important to the public, others could learn from their philosophy.
I think if commercial farmers take us seriously, they'll find it revolutionizing.
So what do you hope for the future for the farm here?
Yeah, we have a vision of an international visitor center, that guests will come to New Gokul and their whole consciousness about the animals and the values of the animals will change.
The farm also rehomes older cows from traditional dairy farms. The cows produce 23,000 litres of milk a year. Vegetables are also grown on the land, and all the produce helps to feed the 150 monks and devotees who live and work here, as well as visitors.
The milk looks amazing. It looks so creamy and frothy.
So the cow that was just being milked, Hema, she was actually destined to see the slaughterhouse, but we were lucky to bring her here. And the best thing was she was pregnant. So it was a happy story for not only Hema, but her daughter.
So what do you do with all the milk that's produced here on the farm?
With that milk, we produce a whole range of different foods in our kitchens. It can be different types of yogurts, different cheeses, and different sweets. We'd love to welcome farmers to come and experience a different way of farming and caring for cows, and hopefully they'll adopt these practices in their own farms as well.